soul, 'cause you're teaching me how to slow down. Surrender it all, let you take control.
Before we jump into some new insights, let's review what we've talked about so far. In video 1, we introduced 3 key principles. Number 1 is we are created for connection. Anything that threatens our ability to connect threatens us on a fundamental level. And there are so many things that threaten our connections, including anxiety. Number 2, in order to begin healing from things like anxiety, we must first talk about it. We've got to start talking about it with God and others. This helps us identify what we're experiencing and feeling. We stated before that we cannot change or heal what we don't first acknowledge. And thirdly, we believe the Bible, or God's Word, has practical answers on how to overcome things like anxiety and anger.
In video 2, we talked about the difference between fear and anxiety and their effects upon us. We also discussed the masks we wear and the coping mechanisms we use. In the most recent video, we explored the nature of emotion and how the ability to feel a wide range of emotions is a gift from God. However, painful emotions like anxiety were not meant to be a permanent state of being. With that review, we'd like to add a new concept, which is this: emotions don't just appear out of thin air. They are rooted in our thought life.
Some of you may be familiar with this train diagram, made famous by Dr. Bill Bright, founder of Campus Crusade for Christ. As you can see, there are 3 parts of the train. The engine of the train represents the facts we believe. The next train car represents our faith or our active trust. The last train car represents our feelings or our emotions. We believe this diagram illustrates how the basic human psyche functions. Emotions follow what we believe and perceive to be true. Our emotions follow our thoughts. Feelings are simply a response to what we're believing. Here's where problems can occur. What if the perceived facts or truths we're believing are not accurate? Our emotions will still follow what we're perceiving to be true. Let's look at an example. Let's say that these are my perceived facts or beliefs. I'm believing that I am alone, that I'm unlovable, that I am what I do, that I'm worthless. If these are my perceived facts that I'm believing, what are the possible or probable emotional outcomes I'll experience believing these facts? Chances are I'll begin to feel things like this: fear, anxiety, anger, depression, despair, and so on. Why? Because my emotions are following my belief system.
On the other hand, what would happen if Tim's train engine was now based on these perceived facts? Tim is not alone. He is greatly loved. He is completely forgiven. God truly cares for him. If he truly believed these facts, what do you suppose his emotional outcome will be? He will likely experience emotions like love, joy, peace, hope, contentment, security. When any of us struggle with anxiety, we undoubtedly believe perceived facts such as, I am in complete control. God is not trustworthy. It's all up to me. God is punishing me. God doesn't care. You see how these beliefs would cause any of us to feel fear and anxiety. Those emotions of fear and anxiety should compel us to re-examine what our belief system is. Think about this. What if instead we truly believed the following biblical facts? God's heart is for us and for our good. I am greatly loved by God. He is with me. He deeply cares for me. I'm completely forgiven. By contrast, our probable emotional outcomes of believing these facts will be peace and hope.
What you believe or perceive to be true about yourself, God, and others greatly matters. Your emotions will follow your belief system. As Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks, so is he. Emotions do not validate the truth, but emotions do reveal what you believe to be true. Let me say it again, one more time. Emotions do not validate the truth, but emotions do reveal what you believe to be true. As followers of Christ, we're never to run our lives or our decision-making based on our emotions. We should always run our lives based on the facts, not on our feelings. However, if you ignore your feelings, you are in essence ignoring the best indicators of what's going on inside of you. Pay attention to your emotions. They will be the best indicator of what you're believing. Your painful emotions should prompt you to reconsider the facts you're actually believing in your day-to-day life. If you are continually anxious, the problem is not your emotions. The problem are your beliefs. Here are a couple questions to think about and hopefully discuss with someone close to you. Again, you'll find more helpful questions in the workbook. Number 1, in this video we said emotions do not just appear out of the air. They're rooted in a belief system in which we put our daily trust. What do you think about that statement? Question 2, what would change in your life if you stopped feeling anxious? How would this affect your relationship with others? How would it affect your relationship with God? How would it affect your physical health? As you begin to answer these questions, I believe you'll see why this issue of anxiety is so important to God. Take time to think about these questions and talk about them with someone. Another important topic we need to consider when it comes to anxiety is the issue of control. We'll talk about this more during our next video. Until then, shalom.